Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this yoga practice designed for gardeners, yard workers, or anyone who might work hard outdoors. Now, working outdoors, especially gardening, you're bending over a lot. So we're going to focus on opening up the chest and getting rid of any sort of soreness that you might have in your back. If you don't have blocks, you could always use a bolster, or you can even use a rolled up mat. Anything is going to lift your chest up just for this first exercise that we're going to do. So if you do have blocks, you're going to put one block at the top, one block a little bit further down, and you're going to roll yourself back onto the two blocks just in the center. So you want your upper back supported and you want your head supported. And this gives you the ability to let your shoulders relax, open. We're opening up the chest here. So we're so used to curving the spine, bending over. We're just giving our body a minute to relax and open up in the opposite way. And just take some deep breaths in here, expanding the chest, the lungs. Let your shoulders feel heavy. You could even feel the sensation if you were to maybe stretch your arms over your head and do a stretch here. And then see how it feels bringing your elbows out into cactus. Let your elbows fall from side to side. Good. Maybe bringing your arms out to the side. Good. One more final stretch, and then slowly make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Nice and easy. Take this nice and slow. Sitting up, sitting up. Cross-legged position. If you have your blocks or pillow, bolsters, whatever you have, you can bring them off to the side, bringing your arms out for a stretch and just little pulses. So pulling our chest forward, arms back, and then reach your arms all the way up, stretch. And then lower your fingertips down. Good. Bring your feet a little bit forward, and you're going to want a nice big triangle here, and move your hips a little bit further back. Bringing our body forward, so this should feel good on our hips, and then rolling from side to side. You want to keep your elbows up just a little bit so that you're not rolling your shoulders, but this is going to feel really good on your upper back and your neck. Let the weight of your head pull your head down. And then come all the way up. Bring yourself in, crisscross position, and left arm over your head and to the side. Keep both hips down on the mat. Lift up, reach, reach, reach. And then over to the other side. Reach, reach, reach. Good. One more time. Bring your left arm over and then place both hands onto the ground towards the right side. And then just walk your hands all the way to the other side. And then reach. And then all the way back. Maybe going a little bit deeper, maybe a little bit lower. Feeling this in the lower back. And then coming up. Now we're probably going to feel it in our lower back and our spine as well. So let's go in for a twist. Keeping your left knee bent. Take your right foot over that left knee. Sit up nice and tall. And just concentrate on lifting up. And then hugging the right knee and looking back for a twist. Pulling the leg in close to your body. And then come back up to center. Extend that right leg out to the side. And then you're going to lift up onto the knee, and you're going to sit back onto the knee. So just feeling a nice stretch here in the hips. Just hold. Good. And then placing your elbows down, come up a little bit more. So we're coming up on our knee a little bit more to the center. Then place your hands down onto the ground And then you can slowly shift your hips all the way back. Nice. Bringing the right knee in. Just go down into a quick child's pose here with your knees together. You can grab onto your ankles, roll from side to side, maybe dropping your forehead to the mat. And then coming up for another twist, taking the left foot this time, crossing it over the right knee, grabbing onto your left knee, turning behind, looking for a twist, squeezing that left knee in towards your chest. Lift up tall. And then extend your left leg out to the side, come up onto the knee, and then try to sit back onto that heel. Just enjoying a nice stretch in your left leg. Good. And then placing your elbows down onto the ground, lifting up onto your right knee. You want to almost be over your knee to the center. Really opening up deep in this straddle. Do a lot of squatting and kneeling. Hold and breathe through it. And then releasing down onto your ankle. Bring your knees in together and come into a wide-legged child's pose. So knees nice and wide, and then bringing your fingertips to the top of the mat. Drop your head, your forehead. Take a couple breaths here. And then rolling yourself up, come into your tabletop position. Flip your toes, downward facing dog. Take some deep breaths here. Maybe walk out your downward dog. Shift your hips side to side. And then dropping your knees, release your toes, bring your fingertips to the top for puppy pose. You can keep your knees a little bit apart if you'd like. And then coming back up into your tabletop position, bringing your left arm all the way up. Reach, reach, reach for a twist. And then feed it through behind your right hand. Reach, reach, reach. And then the opposite arm, the right arm goes over your head. Maybe your left ear is resting onto the mat. Nice shoulder stretch here. And then coming up, reach one more time. Lift, lift, lift. And then come back to neutral. Flip your toes, sit back on your heels. Take that same left arm, cross it over your body. Good. Bring your arms out. Come back into your tabletop position, lifting your right arm all the way up for a twist to the sky. And then feeding it through, weaving it right underneath. Opposite arm goes towards the top of the mat, maybe resting your right ear on the mat. Coming all the way back up, lifting once more, right arm goes up for a twist. Placing your hand down, flipping your toes, coming to your downward facing dog. Lifting your right foot all the way up, three-legged dog. Let your heel be heavy. Sometimes your hamstrings can get really tight. All that bending and squatting. And then bending the right knee, open up the hip. Try to lift the right knee up to the ceiling. And then lower down. The left leg goes up, three-legged dog. Bending the left knee. Open up the hip by lifting the knee up to the ceiling. And then dropping the knee down. Roll into your high plank position and hold. Then lower your knees, Release your toes and melt all the way down to the mat. Come into your Sphinx pose. We have our shoulders over our elbows and pull your belly in tight. Take a deep breath in. Relax your shoulders. Point your toes, push your hips into the mat. Lift up, lift up. Place your hands a little bit closer to your sides and push up to your full upward facing dog. Slight bend in the elbows. Point your toes. Deep breath in. And just peek over your right shoulder. And then peek over towards your left shoulder. Come back to center, drop your knees, and then sit back into your child's pose. Any variation, knees apart or together. Take a deep breath in and out. Coming back up into your tabletop position. Have most of your weight on your knees and just flip your hands around so that you have the back of your hand on the mat. And then rock really gently forward and back. If you're working outside, you're probably using your hands or a tool. And then bring our fingertips and our palms down, fingertips towards our knees. And then same, rocking forward and back. Maybe side to side. And then place your hands, fingertips towards the top of the mat. Shift your hips over towards the left side and look over your right shoulder. Really nice hip stretch here. And then back to center, shifting the hips over towards the right, looking over your left shoulder. Back to neutral, couple cat-cows, drop the belly, look up. You can bring your body forward a little bit if you'd like. And then curving the spine into your cat. Drop the belly, look up. And then flipping the toes, downward facing dog. A deep breath in and out. Then lift your heels and bend your knees. Make your way to the top of the mat. Do a little hop. And then fold into your forward fold, knees bent. And just sway from side to side, ragdoll. Make this really loose, make this feel good, your head's heavy. Place your hands down onto the mat. Pick up your right foot, step it back, reach up into your crescent lunge. Lift your fingertips to the sky and then bend down deep, open up into your cactus arms. Just have your knee almost hover on the mat. Lift up, maybe a little back bend. And then float your hands all the way down. Take the left foot, swing it back, high plank position. Drop your knees or chaturanga down. Go into your upward dog and downward dog. Deep breath in and out. Lift your heels, bend your knees, make your way to the top of the mat. Little jump or a hop into your forward fold. Fingertips on the mat, walk it out. Pick up your left foot, step it back. Crescent lunge, lifting your arms all the way up. Reach. Deep breath in. Bring your arms into cactus, opening up the chest, dropping the left knee, hovering on to the mat. Deep breath in. Lift up, lift up. And then have your hands float all the way down. Right foot goes back this time, high plank position. Knees or toes, chaturanga down. Upward dog. To downward dog. Take 3 long breaths here. A little bend in your elbows. Maybe a little bend in your knee. Feel your hands and your feet grounded. Take one more deep breath, deep breath. Maybe exhale through the mouth. And then bring your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Maybe walk your hands in a little bit closer. Take your right hand and grab on to your left knee or shin or ankle and twist your body. Look towards your left armpit. And then right hand goes back down to the mat. Left hand reaches towards your shin, your ankle, whatever you can reach. Look over towards your right armpit. And then bring your hands back down. Come into your high plank position. Lower your hips all the way down. One more upward dog stretch. And then drop your knees. Sit back into your child's pose. And then we're going to come into our reclining thunderbolt. Bring your knees to the top of the mat. And then we're going to walk our hands back for a nice stretch. So you can sit on your feet, or you could bring your feet out to the side. Place your elbows down on the mat. Feeling a nice quad stretch here. And if you can make your way all the way down, you're going to want to bring your full back onto the mat. Take a deep breath in and maybe a stretch. This shouldn't be painful, so if you can't make it all the way down, don't worry. You can get there eventually. Just start to slow down your breathing. Reach your arms all the way up. And then have your feet find the mat. Preparing for your bridge. Bring your hands down and lift your hips high. Squeeze the glutes. Take a breath in. And then lower down. Extend the right leg out straight, bringing the left knee in towards the chest and flexing your feet. Pull the knee in, and then just start to rotate both of your feet, your ankles. And then switch legs. Right knee into right knee into your chest. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Then start to do some nice rotations of your ankles. It can feel so good if you were in that squatting position or kneeling, standing, walking. And then pointing both toes all the way up. Take a second in waterfall. If you were on your feet all day, this can be really nice, a nice break. I like to put my hands behind my head. You could bring your arms to your side. You could flex your feet, point your toes, even do sometimes a little bit of a flutter kick. And then bend your knees in, give yourself one more squeeze. And then bring your feet down for your final pose. A deep breath in and out, and a second in your Shavasana, relaxing your shoulders. Just relaxing. Maybe thinking about nature, a beautiful flower, beautiful smell. Amazing forest. So many beautiful things in this world. Take another breath in, give yourself a head to toe stretch, and then roll over to one side and make your way up to a comfortable seated position where we close this practice. Please like and subscribe to my channel and save this video for any time you might have any body aches and pains for any of your outdoor activity. Take this beautiful positive energy and share it with yourself and all those that you love. Namaste.